The long, flowing tail is one of the most striking features of cats. Far beyond a mere aesthetic detail, the tail plays important roles in balance, communication, and even expressing emotions in felines. Precisely because of all these aspects, it can be, at the very least, strange to encounter a cat with a short tail. But yes, it's not uncommon to find pets like this. This peculiarity in some felines often draws a lot of attention and can have different explanations. Some cats are born with naturally short tails due to genetic factors, while others may have shortened tails due to accidents or traumas later in life. Next, we'll explore the reasons behind this feline characteristic and how to differentiate whether the animal was born this way or suffered some kind of injury. What explains a short tail in some cats? According to experts, there are 4 main explanations for a cat having a short tail. The first has to do with genetics. Some cat breeds have a hereditary mutation that causes them to be born with naturally short tails or even tailless. In these cases, this characteristic does not affect their health. It is simply part of the breed standard. Another very common cause of short tails in cats is congenital malformations. Even in mixed-breed cats, an animal may be born with a shorter tail due to embryonic developmental changes. In this case, the feline enters the world with a short tail, without pain or any harm. On the other hand, a cat with a short tail may also have been a victim of trauma or accidents. Animals living on the streets or who have experienced risky situations may lose part of their tail in fights, traffic accidents, or domestic mishaps. In these situations, the tail may be irregularly shortened. Furthermore, in some cases, when the cat suffers severe tail injuries, the veterinarian may recommend partial amputation to prevent infections or chronic pain. Thus, the tail becomes visibly shorter than it would originally be. In other words, a cat with a short tail may have this characteristic from birth or acquired it later in life. Which cat breeds have short tails? As we've seen, there are breeds known precisely for having naturally short or even absent tails. This happens due to genetic mutations passed down through generations. The main short-tailed cat breeds are Manx, the most famous breed when it comes to short-tailed cats. Some Manx are born completely tailless. Japanese Bobtail. Known for its pom-pom-shaped tail, the Japanese Bobtail is a symbol of luck in Japan. Karelian Bobtail, originally from Russia, also has a short, fluffy tail, resembling a cute puff. Pixie-bob, an American breed that resembles a bobcat, with a naturally small tail. Understanding the origin of a cat's short tail isn't just about satisfying curiosity. In fact, knowing this detail is important because often there can be pain or lasting effects for the animal. But how do you differentiate these cases? Here are some tips to help you know if the kitten was born with a short tail, or if it lost its tail in some way. Tail shape. When it's genetic, the tail is usually symmetrical, well-formed, and without signs of scars. Life history. If it's a stray or rescued cat, there's a higher chance it suffered an accident. Scars and irregularities. Tails shortened by trauma often appear crooked, with patchy fur or visible marks. Cat's behavior. If the feline doesn't show pain or sensitivity to touch, it probably was born that way. However, a cat that feels pain when its tail is touched may have suffered an injury. When in doubt, the best course of action is always to consult a veterinarian. They can assess through examinations whether the short tail is natural or the result of an accident. Based on this analysis, the professional can also help you better understand the animal's needs, ensuring health and well-being for your pet. The mystery of a cat's short tail, whether it's a charming genetic trait or a result of life's challenges, holds important clues about their health and well-being. By observing their tail's appearance, considering their history, and recognizing behavioral cues, you can better understand your feline friend. Remember, when in doubt, a veterinarian is your best resource for ensuring your short-tailed companion lives a happy, pain-free life. If this guide was helpful, please give it a like. For more vital cat health tips, expert veterinary advice, and heartwarming content for your beloved pets, subscribe to Paws Paradise and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thank you for watching.